Brian, you know what I purchased today?
What
Finally
did you
came.
purchase?
Well, I once had an eBay debacle. Remember that, Ellie? You weren't around. Actually, you might have been around for the
I
eBay
think I caught
debacle.
the tail end of your eBay thing.
Yeah, so I had another eBay debacle, if you will, but it worked out in the end. So I like to peruse on eBay and put things in my shopping cart and then never buy them. Do you do
As
that a
most
lot?
do. As most
Right.
do.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is so cool. I remember this. I like to look at nostalgic things when I was a kid, like these stickers and stuff like that. So I went and I wanted a new gaming system because I only really play Madden. That's the only gaming system I play, but I want to play a baseball game this year. And the problem with games like MLB The Show is they take way too long. Like now, a baseball game, if you play a game, it takes about an hour just to play a 9 inning game. So I was like, there was a
What is
game
this,
I
real
was,
baseball? Like, come on.
yeah, it takes so long because like when we were playing video games, growing up, baseball games, it was just A to pitch, A to swing, and like the direction of how to just move the ball left or easy, just simple. So now it's like hold L, and then the meter comes up,
Oh,
and
yeah, for your
oh
power.
my
And
god!
then,
So I decided to go back in time to the mid '90s, and I wanted to get a Sega Saturn, as I mentioned to you. Ellie, you probably weren't really born
I
when
know.
the Sega. Okay, now she knows Sega, not Sega Saturn. There's a difference. Brian, you didn't have a Sega Saturn, right?
Sega Saturn is very like that was a very
Sega
small amount of time.
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. This was
It was
before Dreamcast,
between Dreamcast and Sega Genesis.
right? So it was
Yeah.
like around 1996, 1997. It was a Sega Saturn. Not a lot of people had it, but I had.
No, I don't recall that.
Yeah,
And I was definitely alive during that time.
right.
It was their like answer to PlayStation.
Kind of, yeah,
That
and
was a Dreamcast.
they
They
kind of Dreamcast was their answer to N64, or you're right. So this was their answer to
Dreamcast was
N64.
their answer to PlayStation.
Right, and this was
They
their answer to
tried,
N64. They
yeah,
tried
they
to rush it
tried
out.
Sega Saturn and
It
it
didn't
was
work.
shitty.
But there was a baseball game I loved for it. It was called World Series Baseball 2. And the games took like 10 minutes to play. Actually, I just played a game, and it took 19 minutes for a 9 minute inning game, right? It was
Dreamcast had a good ass baseball game too.
I don't even remember, honestly.
Dreamcast had the only reason I remember it is because it was like when Ichiro first came around. And he was like the best player in the
2001.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the best player in the game.
So I wanted
You
to
guys remember
Dreamcast.
backyard sports? Like
Yeah,
backyard baseball,
Yeah.
backyard
Pablo.
soccer,
Yeah,
backyard
Pablo.
football?
That
Yeah.
guy, the
Pablo!
kid Pablo, was like the greatest fucking home run hitter of all time. And the kid Reggie in the wheelchair. Of course, I remember that game.
Yes. And then, no, but I think they had what? Kobe Jones on like backyard soccer. It was Kobe Jones and fuck, who else was now I gotta
I
look that up.
tapped out after backyard baseball, so I bought the game first. I was like, let me buy the game first. That's the smart way to do it. Let me knock out the first thing. So I bought the game for $20, and I was like, okay, game came first.
Nerd.
Now I'm waiting. I'm anticipating, rhymed unintentionally. I'm anticipating, like, okay, here comes my Sega Saturn. So I order it, and the guy messages me, and he goes, "Hey, just want to make sure you read the description." And I was like, "Yeah, I read it. It says it works." And he goes, "No, below that, it said the disc gets scratched as it spins." So I messaged the guy. I goes, "So does it work or not?" And he goes, "No, not really." So I go, "All right, cancel the order. Why would you sell something that doesn't work?" So now I have to buy a new Sega Saturn. So I get another one. I bid and win the bidding. So it comes like last Wednesday when I had
Hold on, how much
offered
did you get it for?
$207 with
Oh
everything.
my
Yep,
fucking god.
I
You're a
know,
fucking idiot.
I know.
Can
So
we just berate him for the next 5 minutes?
It's not even worth $10.
listen,
I'm sorry, Kobe Jones was
go
not in
go
backyard soccer. I don't know why he thought he was, but he was not.
go look at old systems on eBay. They're not cheap now because people, it's like everyone's reliving the '90s again. So it's like people
Because
are looking
his
for
life
those.
right now, yeah, because modern times low key blow dick.
Yeah,
So
in the
yeah.
'90s ruled. So I get it on a day I had off from work. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna hook this up. So it's got the old plugs with like the AV plugs and shit on the back of my
Red, yellow,
TV.
and white.
Yeah. So I start playing and the game comes on and I'm in the first inning and I'm so excited and then it just starts flickering. Like the screen
So
starts
you
flickering.
got it.
So the Sega Saturn, this one, I had to return as well because the laser that read the disc was all fucked up. So now I'm on my second Sega Saturn. I return it, I get a refund. So I order, well, and I'm like, all right, I'm almost over this at this point. So I'm gonna order one more. And if it doesn't work out, I'm not getting it anymore. Like I'm done. So I end up getting one for a little more money because I was like, I'm gonna spend a little more just so it doesn't break. So I get two controllers, a system, 4 games included, including Daytona USA, which was awesome. Daytona USA, Virtual Fighter 2, and Virtual Cop. That was a great game. And one other one. So I get this one for like $240.
No, I was right about Kobe Jones. It's Kobe Jones and freaking Carlos Valderrama.
That was soccer.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I didn't play. I was tapped out at that point. So so I end up spending $240 for this one. So I spent an extra $33, right? So it came today. I know it came today, and I plugged it in, and I've already played like 3 games. I'm so excited.
Does it work fine?
Yeah. Oh, it's perfect. It's beautiful, and it, little things like that, they bring you back, man. Like it sounds so cheesy, but it was such a, it brings you back to, as they say, a simpler time. Like, and what's crazy about this game, it's so old that Derek Jeter's on the Yankees and he's batting 9th in the game. Wow. And he stinks. Like it's his, like he wasn't even a rookie. The game's like a 1994, 1995 roster. So, or 96. So Jeter was a rookie. So he was batting 9th in the game and he was just garbage. I actually pinch hit for him because he kept grounding out from me. Fucking asshole. So then I had to ask myself,
dare you?
If you could like play one system and go back and like not have gotten rid of yours, what would it have been?
GameCube.
GameCube was a good system.
GameCube was good. I would say Super Nintendo.
Yeah, go look at trying to buy those.
No, but you know what? I have Nintendo Switch, and it's an online arcade. They have all the Super Nintendo games, like all the main ones. They have all Nintendo games. They have all the Nintendo 64 games. Like they have Mario Golf on there. It's fucking awesome. They have all 3 Mario parties on there. And like you can play all of them. And it's the same exact thing.
Yeah. Do you remember like coming home too when you had a video game to get on that day? Like it was so much. We're at the age where you could just download it now.
Yeah.
Like it was so crazy.
Well, yeah, like look at it. I've been waiting like 5 months now for Zelda to come out. It comes out on Friday. It'll just download.
Yeah,
yeah, the new one.
Ooh. Oh my god!
I can't fucking wait.
Bunch of nerds.
I was watching. Oh my god! I was watching gameplay today.
That's so lame.
Who is that?
I was watching gameplay on YouTube. Ellie, you played Breath of the Wild, right?
No, what is that?
That's a Zelda game. That's like the one that was before this one.
I know I downloaded one when we got a Switch. I know we have one of them.
Definitely, you probably have that. It's open world.
Okay.
Right? But in this one, I was watching some of the gameplay today.
Right.
As you go to like shoot arrows, you can equip items on the arrows and they give them like special effects. It's fucking awesome.
Ooh, okay. That's a game.
Badass.
Can you still pick up the chickens?
Yes.
Perfect.
And they still attack you.
Great. Love that.
Hate adventure games. Like I despise adventure games. I don't like adventure. Like that's why I hate the game.
Oh, surprise! The person that doesn't leave their base doesn't like adventure.
Hold on, Scott. I genuinely want to know this. Have you ever played a game that's not sports or racing related?
Like a GoldenEye, but that was when I was young. In the past 20 years, let's say since I turned like 15, aside from like Super Smash Brothers Melee, because that's still sports though, you're fighting technically.
Yeah, you're still fighting. I'm talking about like a one player, like first person shooter or like adventure type thing.
I can honestly say I have not. I bought Call of Duty one year, maybe 06, 07. and I played it for like 35 minutes, and I was like, I'm done, and I went back to Madden. So no, I don't like Doom, Duke Nukem. I never played any of that stuff.
Who that
Wow.
is?
Yeah, I just
There
never.
was a game. There was a game for Nintendo 64 called Perfect Dark.
I remember that game. I didn't play it. I know.
Such a good fucking game.
Ellie, you're too young to remember that when we used to get video games, there was you go into Toys R Us and they used to have, I don't, maybe you remember, they used to have like,
Yes, you could try it out, and they had like the
No.
system like, behind.
no, they had envelopes with little slips with the price tag in it, right? So
Oh, yeah.
that's where your video game. And if you went down the aisle and like it was empty, it was fucking devastating.
It was
So
so upsetting.
You'd have to get the slip. It was like Super Mario was 3, and you get the slip, and it'd say like 49.99. The color, it was yellow and blue, maybe the color of it, and you'd have to bring it to like the window.
To the game window thing, and you would hand it over, and then you pay for it.
And you always open the game in the car on the ride home. Like,
Oh, of course. I want to look through the little leaflet that I'm gonna not look at ever again. Yeah, absolutely.
Never waited, and even with
You know what? You know what was actually disappointing? I don't understand why they never did this. Like the Simpsons arcade game was a great game, and they never put it on any system.
Simpsons Taxi. What was that taxi game that you?
Oh my god!
It was a crazy.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes, I played that game. Oh my god, what the fuck was it called?
It was like a Crazy Taxi, but for the
it was like Crazy Taxi.
Not, but it was the thing. What you know, that game is regarded as one of the best, like first open world games that's ever existed.
Yeah, is it really?
Oh,
it's almost ahead of its
time. It's called Simpsons Hit and Run. That's what it was.
There it is. Yes, yes, I loved that game.
Brian, you asked me though. Yeah, it was like ahead of its time. Brian, GTA I have played. GTA. But I don't do the missions. I just
its own thing. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like you just go into the game and put in the. Remember the cheat code? It was
and I kill people.
Down, up, down, up, side, down, up, A, B.
No, but it was RL or R1, R2, L1, R2, and then the fucking spin around.
Yeah, I never got into like a Final Fantasy or Warcraft or any of that stuff. I just like doesn't interest me at all. Yeah, I didn't even play Pokemon. What the one that came out on the phone like years ago?
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, you guys
did you ever get to play the Game Boy one?
Never even played. Yeah. I had the Game Boy one, but when it came on the iPhone and everyone was playing it around that year, all of our friends were even playing it.
But it was stupid. It was shitty though.
Well,
it was like I was super into it because of the nostalgia factor. But then I'm banking on the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
Wow, it is.
Which I'll make a point on this just because I fucking bought every Pokemon game that's existed. I wish these pieces of shit would stop trying to make these games for kids because they need to understand that their core audience is in their 30s.
True.
Like make a realistic Pokemon game.
Like what?
I'm tired of the child shit.
What do you want? Like Ash to be 35 years old and
no.
Obviously.
No.
Obviously.
All right, look. So the game that's coming out, this new Zelda game, it's an open world game. The map is fucking huge. Like it's ridiculously big.
You have to unlock the areas as you go though.
Nah, just on the map. You could go wherever you want. But the point I'm making is like they have the engines to make these games, right? Because you need something that is able to process a lot of pixels very fast.
Fucking Destiny and Call of Duty, they can
There's a game on PS4 it's playable on PS5. It's called No Man's Sky.
Would I like
this game? No, not at all. Right, but in this game, look, it's literally a universe. You build a spaceship and you fly off planets, and you're able to go into space and travel. And it's not like they give you like a cut screen or anything like that. Like you literally lift off and you go out of the atmosphere, off of the planet, like and into space. The thing is that big. They have enough room to do that.
Okay.
Right? And they're actually making an open world Star Wars game, like an open universe. Like
isn't that just Fork Knife?
So anyway, what I'm saying is they put out an open world Pokemon game last year, and it's fucking trash. It's glitchy. It's garbage. It's not really open world. It's their version.
Like that game with Keanu Reeves or whatever that they put out way too early and it was an absolute garbage. And there was like that, you could like see him naked or something
I
because
have
it
no
wasn't
idea
ready.
what you're
I
talking
have
about.
no idea what you're.
Cyberpunk.
I
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
They put it out way too soon.
Well, because it was too, they didn't have the engine that they were running on. It was too glitchy, and then it fucked up. It needed too much. Sometimes they have these like great concepts for games, but the technology's not there yet. Like, have you ever watched, like, if you go on YouTube and you type in Unreal Engine 5 and like you watch some of the games that they've created on these, like it's real life. It's absurd how close it is.
Why would I type in that, Brian? Why would I ever go on YouTube and
No,
type in
no, they have a
They
no,
call
they have listen, they have a Jurassic Park game.
That's
It's
pretty cool.
fucking amazing.
Big Jurassic Park guy here.
Dude, you're driving the Jeep in the fucking woods and like they have one where it's raining and shit, and the T-Rex just fucking comes out of the trees and like fucks your shit up. It's so well done.
Is it a system? I'm confused.
Yeah, it's on. Well, no, Unreal Engine 5, it's the engine that they use to process the game. So like it's the hard drive,
Okay.
right? So like that goes into a PlayStation
No, where are
5.
you? PS5. That's the initial system you're talking.
Yeah, you could. That's where you. Well, these games are in development; they're not out yet, but they have previews of them. That's the thing, and they'll put them on YouTube so people get fucking hyped up about it
I
for when
think
it's.
like I always say like I think like I'm the outcast when I look at these things because when I like roll my eyes or shake my heads at these video games or even like wrestling now, I realize how many people are into these things and I'm not. Like so like I'm the outlier, I think, because like most people, Brian, you tell this stuff are like, yeah, that's really interesting. And I'm like, fucking idiots, nerds. And in reality, like I'm the one who isn't down with whatever.
Sitting on eBay shopping for Sega Saturn. Okay.
Sega Saturns.
I
Ring,
shot
ring, ring. Calls coming from inside the house.
from this. Ellie, you're younger, so what's the first game you remember being obsessed with? Was it Solitaire?
Ooh, no.
Did you ever play Old Maid?
Yes.
Great
We had the deck of cards for it. Well, I told you guys we went over the Blockbuster
Oh yeah, right.
PlayStation.
Yeah, so it was Pokemon Snap then. Was the one you were obsessed with? No.
No. So every now and then my parents would let us rent like an N64, and I remember playing like one of the original Zeldas and like Mario Kart and whatever. And then we finally got a PlayStation 1 because at the time my aunt was working for Sony when the first PlayStation came out. So she like helped get one for my brother for Christmas, like when they first came out. And
Nepotism at its finest.
hey, do you know how many times I try to milk my dad's veteran status?
I don't blame you. I would too.
Oh yeah, I'm always like, I'm a dependent of a veteran. Like whenever that like rarely when it really comes up, when it does, I'm like, I'm a dependent of a veteran. Like, give me something.
Should type that in your Facebook post to John, whatever his name was.
Yeah, and because I was asking my dad, I was like, I was called him and I was like, how long? I was like, what were your like dates of service and what's it say on like your DD 214 or whatever? And he goes, why? I was like, because I'm putting down that I'm a dependent of a military member or whatever. And he goes, but you're not my dependent. I was like, shut up. I'm still your dependent. Give me that information. Thank you. Bye.
I like how your dad is. I like how he's an honest gentleman. I like that. He's making his daughter not or have to utilize her own skills instead of depending on his status. Good for him. Good for guy. So go on. Sorry, video game.
Oh, okay. I know I'm not crazy, but there was this one game. It was like Godzilla versus like King Kong or something. Like it was like either early PlayStation or early Nintendo. They were like the background was like a cityscape. I see you. I'm gonna take you out just a minute.
Was that
It was like
Rampage, Brian?
Yes, that's Rampage.
That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar.
Where you punch the buildings, you eat the people.
No, it was literally like this big green ass like dinosaur thing fighting like a purple King Kong. I swear to God, that was
that was Rampage.
No,
And there was a
not Rampage. Wait, maybe.
yeah, it definitely was.
Oh, maybe you're right. Rampage World Tour. Okay.
Rampage World Tour, like they were a band.
There was a wolf and there was like a
Yes,
lizard
the
and a
wolf.
monkey.
Yes, and yeah, okay, yes. This is now starting to come back to me. Yes.
Why don't you go on eBay and get a PS1 and buy your game for nostalgic purposes?
It looked like this, right?
Hold on, let me see. Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, that's what I said. You punch the buildings, you eat the people. That was
Yeah,
a good
I think
game.
I'm just kind of like button mashing at that point, or still kind of just like I'm playing. Ugh.
And then
That was a fun game.
your brother was knocking you out of the way. It's not your turn as you were crying.
Oh yeah, like we play NBA 2K and I would just button mash and fuck around, but every now and then I'd like dunk on him and he would get so pissed.
That would annoy me too.